Across the ages, timeless sayings have extolled the wisdom of storing up for tomorrow, cautioning against the reckless spilling of resources. These nuggets of lore echo a shared moral compass and practical sense rooted deep in human experience. Yet, prodigals have always danced through history, trailed by voices eager to dress their waste in noble garb. Long ago, sharp minds dismantled the myths of their time, proving that the careful steward, tending to their own future, lifts the whole village too. Hoarding for oneself, they showed, wasn't a theft from the common pot but a gift to its growth. Today, though, that old honor of thrift faces fresh arrows, pierced by trendy calls to pour out rather than preserve. To cut through the haze, picture two kinfolk, each handed a yearly bounty of $60,000. Taxes and labor debates set aside for clarity's sake. Meet Lila, a whirlwind of largesse. She flings coins not just from habit but conviction, echoing an old thinker, Maris, who proclaimed in the 1800s that the wealthy must scatter their wealth to the winds on delights and finery, lest stores pile up and laborers idle. Lila's a fixture at grand feasts, tossing generous nods to servers, keeping a lavish home buzzing with helpers, rolling in sleek carriages, one's never enough, breeding prize hounds, sailing far seas, draping her kin in silks and gems, and gifting trinkets galore. She chips away at her stash to fuel this spree. So what? If stowing away is a blight, then lavish outpouring must be a blessing. Offsetting, she reckons, the stinginess of her sibling, Theo. Lila's a darling to the innkeepers, clothiers, gem cutters, and peddlers of splendor. They hail her as a tide lifting all boats, her generosity plainly fueling work and spreading bounty. Theo, by contrast, draws fewer cheers. Rare at the silk stalls or revels, he greets no barkeep by name. While Lila burns through her $60,000 and then some, Theo spends a modest $30,000. To the hasty glance, he sparks half the labor Lila does. His leftover $30,000 might as well be dust. But peek closer. Of that surplus, $6,000 flows to neighbors in need, mending roofs or filling larders. Those coins cycle back through markets for bread or boots, stirring as much work as if Theo splurged on himself. The twist? Joy spreads wider, and the grind tilts toward necessities, not extravagance. That shift nags at Theo's thoughts. Lila's flamboyance, he fears, sows discontent among the strapped, making their climb steeper. At any moment, a land's crafting power is capped. The more it's funneled into baubles, the less remains for staples those in want rely on. By taking less, Theo leaves more on the table. Restraint, he senses, softens wealth's sharp edges, though push it too far, and it crimps too tight. What of the $24,000 Theo holds back? It doesn't molder in a chest. Banks take it, lending to traders or buying bonds. It turns into workshops, looms, carts, tools that hum with life. Each dollar sunk there ripples out as surely as Lila's revelry, just channeled to birth more, not burn it up. Lila's wake is loud and bright. Theo's hums beneath, demanding a second look to see its full churn. Years pass. Lila's well runs dry. Her haunts forget her, whispering of folly. She turns to Theo, whose steady mix of giving and growing has swelled his stream. His plantings have thickened the land's yield, more mills, more goods, while Lila's blaze fizzled. The barbs against thrift twist deeper still, snarled in mix-ups even sages stumble over. Storing blurs into piling cash or planting for tomorrow, the lines smudged carelessly. Hoarding coins under the floorboards, if wild and widespread, chokes trade. But such quirks are rare. More often, a chill in the air. Say, a market dip, tightens purses. Buyers pause, dreading job cuts, aiming to stretch their means longer. Or prices dip, and they wait, betting on cheaper days. Ventures stall too, faith in gains shaken. This isn't thrift's heartbeat, it's a flinch from storm clouds, not the storm's spark. Blaming this for a slump is like faulting a crowd for shunning soggy fruit, not the rain that drenched it. Uncertainty, say, from meddling hands above, freezes the flow. Cash pools, but it's a symptom, not the sickness. Sudden swings unsettle either way, whether buyers leap to trinkets or planters ditch tools for feasts. Neither shrinks the pot. They just stir it differently. Some scoff thrift as absurd, mocking old tales of baking ever bigger pies none taste. Picture instead a hamlet sowing 20% of its yearly haul back into the soil. High, yes, but a clear lens. Each season, output climbs, say, 2.5 points a year. Over a decade, the tally might rise from 100 to 125, with 80 to 100 feeding mouths and 20 to 25 forging plows. No one starves for a myth. All eat more yearly, and the tools sharpen. The feast grows. Only a jolt in the rhythm, up or down, rattles the stalls. Critics split storing from planting, as if they're strangers. They conjure a grim scene. Hoarders heap blindly while chances to sow dry up, stalling all. The cure? Seize the pile, dig pointless trenches if need be, just to keep hands busy. Nonsense piles high here. Storing outstrips planting only by what's truly locked away. Pennies. In jars, a trifle. Banks itch to lend, not sit idle. Fear alone, of tumbling worth or risky bets. Pads reserves. But that's a shadow of gloom, not its dawn. The web balances itself. Storing offers capital. Planting craves it. Rates, the price of borrowing, tilt the scales. Cheap coin, forced. By fiat, lures wild gambles while starving the seedbed. It's a mirage of plenty, watered by endless ink, crumbling when the tap slows. Left alone, a swell of stores naturally trims rates, coaxing more to borrow, cutting costs, lifting hands. Real growth, no slight. Finally, some cry the earth's belly is full, no room for more tools. Absurd. From huts to engines, nearly all that lifts today over yesterday is stacked from past thrift. Homes, forges, roads, none glut the need. Want outlives supply, in number and craft. New gears / toil, swell yields, heap tables higher, pad wages too. Take shipyards, top pay, low costs, all from towering cranes per deckhand. The edge lies in more, not less. Folly crowns those who'd halt the piling, not those who stack it higher.